For 1,400 years, it has neither stopped nor fallen. This is the untold story of the world's oldest company, Kongo Gumi. Just imagine, when there was no electricity, no cars, no internet, and not even a modern definition of business, there existed a company that was already at work. And the astonishing part is, it's still running today. Yes, you heard that right. A company founded 1,400 years ago, which has survived every empire, every war, and every disaster. Not only did it survive, but it also became a symbol of Japan's identity. This is the story of Kongo Gumi, a company that proved when business is built on values, it becomes immortal. The story begins in the year 578 AD. At that time, Buddhism was spreading across Japan. Prince Shotoku Taishii decided to build a grand temple in Osaka, the Shitennō temple, which would become a center of Buddhist culture. But in that era, there was no one skilled enough to construct such a massive wooden structure. That's when a master craftsman from Korea, Shigemitsu Kongo, was invited. Renowned for his expertise in wood and stone construction, he not only built the temple, but chose to settle in Japan. And that's where the legacy of Kongo Gumi Company began. A legacy that has preserved the art of construction for over 14 centuries. Just think, when mighty empires rose and fell, when the British, French, and Roman empires turned into history, this company still stood strong. Kongo Gumi didn't just build temples and shrines. It carved the soul of Japan into wood and stone. Every temple, every Shinto shrine, every ancient monument in Japan carries the imprint of this company's craftsmanship. Its greatest strength, tradition, and family. For almost 40 generations, the Kongo family ran this business. Each generation saw it not merely as a company, but as a sacred responsibility. Where Western companies are often sold for profit, in Japan they are passed down as heritage. And Kongo Gumi stands as the living embodiment of that philosophy. History stands witness. Japan has endured countless crises. Earthquakes, fires, wars, pandemics, and economic depressions. Yet every time, Kongo Gumi rose again, stronger than before. After World War II, when Osaka was reduced to ashes, this company rebuilt the very temples and structures it had once poured its soul into. But then came 2006, the toughest phase in its 1,400-year journey. Japan's real estate market collapsed, temple construction contracts declined, and the company was suddenly burdened with a debt of over 400 million yen. For the first time, it seemed that this 1,400-year-old legacy might finally come to an end. And yet, fate had other plans. A major Japanese firm, Takamatsu Construction Group, acquired Kongo Gumi, but on one important condition: the name and the craft would remain unchanged. And so today, Kongo Gumi continues to build temples, shrines, and cultural landmarks with the same pride and devotion as it did back in 578 AD. The most fascinating part of the story is that Kongo Gumi never made profit its purpose. Its mission was to build spiritual legacy. In Japan, temples are seen not just as places of worship, but as the soul of society. With that belief, Kongo Gumi treated every structure not merely as a building, but as a symbol of faith and culture. Now think about it. When most companies struggle to survive even 50 to 100 years, how can one company endure for 1,400 years? The answer lies in the Japanese philosophy of ikigai, meaning reason for being. Kongo Gumi's ikigai was to preserve and pass on culture through construction, to build for the spirit, not just for survival. Even today, when a new Buddhist temple or Shinto shrine is planned, people call upon the engineers of Kongo Gumi. They don't just bring machines, they bring centuries of craftsmanship. The art of joining wood without nails or glue, carving stones so precisely that they last for centuries, and designing roofs so strong that even earthquakes can't shake them. But this company didn't cling only to ancient methods. It also embraced modern construction technologies, from CAD designs to earthquake-resistant architecture and eco-friendly materials. Kongo Gumi is, therefore, a rare fusion of tradition and modernity, a living bridge between the past and the future. If you go to an old temple in Osaka or Kyoto, the walls and wooden carvings there tell a story. We are the ones built by Kongo Gumi. If you look carefully inside the temples, you'll see small engravings on many beams, the names of craftsmen who have been part of this company for generations. In Japan, there is a word called shitennō, which means an old and trustworthy company. And Kongo Gumi is the definition of that word. The Japanese believe that a company can survive only when it builds an emotional relationship with society. That's why Kongo Gumi treated both its employees and customers like family. Every employee was considered part of the company's legacy, not just a worker. Now, if we talk about other old companies, it becomes even more interesting to know that 8 out of the world's 10 oldest companies are from Japan. For example, Hoshi Ryokan, which opened in 718 AD and still provides lodging to guests today. Nishiyama Onsen Keiunkan, which began in 705 AD and is now run by its 50th generation. Genda Shigyo, which started in 771 AD making paper decorations for the Shinto religion. All these companies run more on purpose than on profit. In Western countries, companies often focus on innovation and expansion. But in Japan, the real focus is on continuity. There, selling a company is not considered a failure, but a loss of family honor. That's why companies like Kongo Gumi become not just businesses, but a part of history. Another unique thing about Kongo Gumi is that its records are kept in a scroll, which lists the name of every head of the company across generations. That scroll is 40 meters long and is now preserved in a museum in Japan. It is one of the world's oldest corporate documents. Today, when the world is running after AI, automation, and short-term profits, the existence of Kongo Gumi reminds us that business is not just about making money, it's about making meaning. When a company's heart connects with its culture, it becomes immortal. The Japanese call this monozukuri, putting your soul into creation. Every craftsman at Kongo Gumi believes that a temple is not just made of wood and stone, it is a blend of faith and dedication. That's why when a craftsman builds the roof of a temple, he first offers a prayer, so that what he creates lasts for centuries. Now just think about this. From 578 AD to 2025, in these 1447 years, how many times has the world changed? Empires changed, religions changed, technology changed, economies changed. But the name, the work, and the purpose of this company remained the same. That is the true meaning of legacy. Today, inside Kongo Gumi's headquarters, you can see a perfect blend of the old and the new. On one side lie ancient wooden tools and architectural models from centuries ago, and on the other, digital blueprints and 3D designs. This bridge between tradition and innovation is what has kept this company alive for 14 centuries. Business experts often ask, what's the secret behind a company's longevity? Kongo Gumi's answer is simple. We never saw ourselves as a company, but as a servant of culture. They believe that when you work not just to earn money, but to give something back to society, your business stands the test of time. Historians say that Kongo Gumi gave Japan not only the art of construction, but also an economic philosophy, 𝐮𝐻, meaning harmony, balance. Balance between family and business, between tradition and modernity, between profit and responsibility. Every generation of the Kongo family followed this harmony. And that's what made the company immortal. Today, when a young entrepreneur hears the story of Kongo Gumi, they realize something profound. Startups don't need to become unicorns. They need to become immortal. Because success is temporary, but legacy is forever. So next time you visit a temple or a historical monument, pause for a moment and think. Perhaps the wood you see was once cut by Kongo Gumi. The stone was carved by one of their craftsmen centuries ago. And the roof above you is the SAM under which millions have bowed their heads in faith.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls, and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.